In chapter 978, we finally get to see Onigashima in its full scale. And it's more beautiful than I imagined it to be. I thought it was gonna be a really dark place, really ominous place with all these Onis and demons. Well, they're the same thing, but you get the point. But the architecture, the normal architecture of Onigashima is just traditional Japanese shrines and temples and bridges. But you have got this giant skull or a mountain thing in the background with a giant sword by its side, and the sword seems to be quite proportional to the skull. It is honestly quite fitting of Kaido's base, since Kaido is like an Oni type of person. He's got the Kinombo. I mean, yeah, it's a really fitting type of home base of operation. So in this video I want to go over the geography of Onigashima and its possible connections to other aspects of the story that we haven't seen in a while. It's callbacks to other stories, specifically Thriller Bark, but we'll get into that when we get into that. So strap in, hope you guys enjoy the video. So Onigashima is an island surrounded by mountains on all fronts, and the only way to go into Onigashima is the front gate. Now, the way that Onigashima is laid out, it seems like something was supposed to be trapped in there, or that's what I think at least, and something broke free from that front entrance, and that's why that's the only entrance to Onigashima. But that is my headcanon, don't take it what you will. Now if we look at how Onigashima is spelled out in Japanese, Onigashima literally means Oni Island. So Oni and Shima means island. So it's fair to say that we had some Oni inhabitants in the island, because the whole skull, it gives off very demonic vibes, and Kaido residing there is a sign of that as well. Now we might think we don't have any like demon races in One Piece, but we do have something really close to that. Ancient giants. Granted, we've only seen like 2 of them, and one of them was already dead and was a zombie, but it's important we take all the information that we can and try to create a logical sequence of thought. So if we look at Oz's height, he's actually 67 meters tall, which is 4 times as tall as giants stacked on top of each other. He is by far the biggest land creature in One Piece. Obviously you got Watatsumi and the Kraken and the Sea Kings, but those are in water, those are creatures. As a race, yeah, Oz is the tallest, or the ancient giant people are the tallest. So I think it's fair to say that the skull on Onigashima belonged to the ancient giant race, or a person from the ancient giant race. And it is so ancient that the skull is now regarded as a part of the mountain range on Onigashima. And you've got this one massive sword embedded in the ground, and it makes you think, was the wielder of the sword an ancient giant? Because from proportionally it looks like that. But why would they use swords? I'll get onto that. I think it all connects back to Wano in some way, and we're going to talk about that now. So in the Weaver card translated by Arthur over at the Library of Ohara, and it states, Oars created a country of ruffians by piecing several countries together. This country is rumored to still exist to this day. Now if you remember, Oz's epithet was the continent puller or the country puller from Thriller Bark. And why is the piecing of countries relevant? Now if you look at the map of Wano, you can see that Wano is actually segmented into 6 different sections, and you've got large rivers separating the countries. Now this idea of Oz pulling countries together to make Wano is actually Fifth Kablamo's idea from Reddit. That's where I saw it, and I'm just using that in this video to explain some theories and ideas that I have of Onigashima. In the Viva card, it's also said that the country of ruffians was created over 500 years ago, and Oz died at the age of 159. So it's fair to say, as Arthur states, that he was probably alive 700 to 800 years ago, which would be right after the Void Century. Which I think could work because Wano is actually, I believe, was allied with the Ancient Kingdom, because we know that Odin learned the secrets of Wano's connections to the history, the past, the world of the past. And we learned from Odin in chapter 972 that the Kozuki clan closed Wano to protect Wano from a gigantic power, waiting for an individual that will come who the people of Wano will have to support. Now this could be one of the two kings that the sequence we're talking about. Maybe Joy Boy, maybe even Luffy, you never know, because it's 20 years into the future. It's about time that the two kings meet, or whatever's going on, Joy Boy's resurrection, or whatever the theory is, whatever's going to happen, it's almost that time. The final war is about to happen, and Wano is 100% going to be involved. And Sengoku even says, isn't it a coincidence that all these powerful characters are all linked to Wano? Roger, Whitebeard, all these powerful characters linked to Kozuki, Odin and Wano. Maybe the Ancient Kingdom ordered the ancient giants, I mean they both have the honorific ancient, they ordered the ancient giants to create this land of Wano, to tug multiple islands together to create Wano. Wano could have originally been just the flower capital. The flower capital is enough for a whole island, and it's the place of the royal family, the Kozuki clan. And Wano as a country does not seem to be natural, because Wano is on an elevated surface and waterfall is coming down. Oda has specifically focused on the geography of Wano when we first enter the country with the Straw Hats, and when he's highlighting the different parts on Wano. So I do think that the ancient giants were heavily involved in the creation of Wano as a country, and that it was the Ancient Kingdom that ordered the ancient giants to create this country so that the people of Wano will be protected from the world government, for example, or the 20 kings, so that they could help the king that would come 800 years or 120 years later. Now in the Weaver card, it does state that Oz created a country full of ruffians. I mean, samurais are typically ruffians, like they just go around slashing people up, fighting strong opponents, and Ryuma was one of them. And in the Weaver card is heavily hinted that that country is Wano. However, if you look at it from the wider perspective, from a story point perspective, Moria got reintroduced in this arc. Why? In the same arc, we get conflict with Shusui, who was one of the zombies on Moria's crew. We get the reintroduction of Moria, who grave robbed Ryuma's body or corpse to create a shadow soldier. And it's important that we understand that he's been to Wano, and Moria also had the corpse of Oz. Now where would he find Oz's corpse? It was said to be frozen in an ice continent or the land of ice, but that's too vague. We don't know much about it. I do think that Oz's corpse was probably in the Ringo region, the frozen wasteland, where he found Ryuma's corpse as well, so it just makes sense. Where else would you find a massive 70 meters giant? And the reintroduction of Moria really gives some hints that yes, things from the Thriller Bark arc will be linking back to Wano. We got the sword god Ryuma, we got Shusui, and the possibility of the ancient giant Oz linked to Onigashima. I think there's a big link there. Or it could just be a mountain. that's the possibility as well. I'm not ruling that out as well. But yeah, with all the evidence, with all the speculation, I think Onigashima was probably inhabited by ancient giants. They were trapped there, and then one individual broke one of the mountains, and you ordered the ancient giants to create Wano to protect him from the world government of the 20 kings. That's basically the theory I'm going with. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This was really fun to make, actually. All the fun research that I had to do. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me your thoughts on the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that, and share the video. And peace. Stay safe, guys.